Hi from Dubai. We're in Dubai at the moment, and it is 50 degrees Celsius, which we'd never experienced that kind of heat until now. So it's crazy. The locals leave for this, and we realize we're like, geez, it's quiet in Dubai. I wonder why. So it's because it's so hot. Anyway, we're so excited. We're here to interview someone that's incredibly inspiring. She's inspired thousands and thousands of mums and dads around the world with her story, with her transformation, with her commitment, with her dedication. And it's, of course, Tania Jargo. You already know that that's who we're interviewing today. And we're super excited. Hey.
Oh, yeah. It's always so inspiring for us to see someone transform their life in such a big way. And today, this is the first of a series of interviews we're going to do with people who've not only transformed their bodies, but transformed their entire family and the people around them in their community. And we'll try and get a lot of people saying hi. We've got Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Govind. Hi, Sheridan.
Hi, guys. So it's important to us that I guess there's certain people that get the results that you might be after right now. So rather than us guessing, why not just ask them what they went through? Because remember, with all of us as parents or as humans, you know, as women or as men, we all go through the same emotions. So generally we'll ask Tania a question, or anyone else that we interview in the future, and they may be going or have gone through what you're going through right now. So by us asking them these magical questions, then it could really help you get on track again and inspire you to get the goals you want. Like it might get you back at a yoga class you've been meaning to do, or get you back on track with your eating, which you've been meaning to do. Whatever you've been meaning to do, you may get something really powerful out of this that can take you to that next step that you're really wanting it to achieve with your life. So let's hit Tania with the first question.
I wrote a whole bunch of really good questions.
So Tan, can I tell everyone how old you are?
Yes, of course you can.
Okay, so Tania is a mum of two. She's got a gorgeous husband who's also lost a whole heap of weight. His name's Simon. A lot of you will already know him. And she's got two boys, and she's 42. So she's stunning. Like if you've seen her before and after photo, she's absolutely gorgeous. And she was very big. She was 30 kilos overweight. Do you want to ask the first question?
Yeah, T, can you body?
Do a spin.
We want to have a look at the bod.
Oh.
Show us. Yeah, there we go. Hang on, let me hide this thing.
Whoa.
There it is. All right. Can you tell us? Oh, jeez.
Oh, look at those muscles.
Awesome. Hey, can you tell us, T, so you did the program a while ago, and in the first 8 weeks, how much did you lose? Let's talk numbers. What did you lose in the first 8 weeks?
Yeah, in the first 8 weeks, it would have been, I lost 10 kilos in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then?
And you kept going?
So, yeah, and I kept going from there.
And so what were your numbers? So what you lost, what did you lose at like 8 or 10 weeks?
It would have been 14 kilos at 8 weeks.
And you kept going to 26 weeks?
Yeah, so what my initial goal was, I wanted to lose 20 kilos, and I thought I would break it down into like 5 and 10 kilo lots, because the whole amount of weight just seemed overwhelming to me to start off with, and I think that happens to a lot of people. So I just broke it down, and I thought, look, if I lose 5 kilos, I'll be happy. If I lose 10 kilos, I'll be over the moon. But my major goal was 20 kilos. But then once I hit the 20 kilos, I was on such a roll, I just kept going, and my body didn't need that extra 10 kilos either. So it just kept dropping and going. My body was in that mode and just released all of the extra weight that I didn't need to drag around with me. So I ended up losing 30 kilos in 26 weeks. So it was 20 kilos in 16 weeks.
20 kilos in 16 weeks. Well done. Now, success leaves clues. This is something we've heard so many times. And you're successful. So everyone here who's actually watching wants to know some nitty-gritty details. So we've listed about 20 really interesting questions for you. If you're going to answer them one at a time, we're going to fire them. So Tania's never seen these before. These are going to be really
off the cuff for her, because we wanted her to answer really in a raw way. But also it's important that we also mention to you guys that are meeting Tania for the first time, Tania also suffered anxiety. So when she came to us, she didn't have a lot of money. She was really in a dark place where she was outwardly happy and, but when she was just eating, like, her insides, as a lot of you can understand this feeling, she wasn't happy. She was suffering anxiety. She was really stressed out. There was a lot of stuff going on in her life. So this was a huge thing for her to spend the $47 to join us, and she didn't even know if it would work. So we didn't know her at that point, but she was going through a really, really horrible time. So it's super exciting that she's come through all that. She doesn't even have anxiety anymore. So it's not about the weight loss, like totally all about the weight loss. It's about the fact that she's happy again, that she's running around and bike riding and playing with her little boys, and that she's out doing incredible things with her husband. They've got their romance and their fun back in their life again. So it's more than the weight loss, you guys. That's really important that I want you to understand. For us, when we look at Tania, we see this happy mum that's inspiring, that's taking on life the way you should. We've been put here, you're living life, you've got to have fun. So that, I guess, is more important than the 30 kilos. That was just a bonus, I think.
Yeah. So we're showing some photos at the same time. But Tania, here's the first question. How long did it take you to actually start?
Not long, actually. Firstly, I needed to find a program, a way to be able to do it, to lose the weight. And what happened was Shani kept popping up on my Facebook, actually, saying, "Are you tired?" There was an ad or something saying, "Are you tired?" And I'm like, yes, I'm tired. And I just felt overwhelmed, and I wanted something really simple to follow. And so I checked it out and clicked on the ads a few times and did some reading and stuff. And I saw that it was, as you were saying, the initial outlay for me at the time was it was a big decision, but it's such a low outlay. It's that once-off payment, and that's what I really liked, was only having to pay the once, and having the lifetime access. I really, that was what really attracted me as well, because I knew that I would need more help. I wanted that extra support and things like that. So when I started, though, I was actually just totally and utterly fed up with myself, and I didn't even do the pre-season in the program. So I think I joined, and it would have only been about a week till I really got stuck into things. I didn't sit around and wait for a long time at all. So I was getting organised and things right from the get-go. Yeah.
And how long have you wanted to try and lose weight for? Like, were you on that weight loss cycle of trying to lose weight and giving up and trying different things before you found us? How long were you on that journey?
Oh, that was, yeah. I was wavering in and out of motivation. So, that would be years. Yeah. I actually had, after my first child, Oliver, I lost 20 kilos on shakes. And as soon as I went off the shakes, the kilos started coming back on, and I couldn't maintain that. And my hair started falling out and everything, and I just felt really unhealthy. And I knew that when I did it again, I didn't want to go down that road. I needed something I could maintain myself without being dependent on anything else. I wanted something that I could do.
Okay. You there? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I thought
And tell us about the first week of the journey. Like when you first started, that first couple of weeks doing the program, what was going on for you then?
Oh, lots of emotions, and I think, I went through a detox, of course, because I had been putting bad things into my body. So yeah, I didn't feel good to start off with. It was a massive change, and being tired and things, and everything leaving my body, and I actually didn't tell anyone about it either, to start off with, because I was in that space of lacking confidence, and didn't want to voice it out to people, because I thought, oh, you know, a little bit of self-doubt and things like that. But I knew deep down I was really determined to get rid of the weight, and this was it. This was my final go at it. So I had to make a really hard go at it and really try and apply what I was learning. And I think what I did, though, I absolutely trusted the program 100%, because my way wasn't working. I didn't know what to do. My way wasn't working. I needed someone to tell me what I needed to eat again and how to exercise and things.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the motivation to finally start after all those years?
The final straw for me was when it was summer and I wanted to buy a pair of shorts, and I went to the jeans shop and I just fit into the biggest size, and I bought them and I put them on, and I wasn't happy with the way I looked in them at all. And I'd been wearing flowy dresses and things and long skirts, and it was hot, and I just wanted to put on a pair of denim shorts and be comfortable. And that was the final straw. I thought, I'm so big, I can't even put on a pair of shorts and feel comfortable in them to run around with the kids. And
I think what you're saying right there, so that is so many mums and dads. That was me, that was you.
Oh, yeah.
Like that feeling of just not being comfortable when for me it was looking at myself in the mirror and just not fitting in, feeling comfortable in your clothes is a big thing, I think, for mums and dads. So it's really cool that you shared that. Thanks, T.
Yeah. How did you find out about us? You said you saw us on Facebook.
Yeah, Shani kept popping up on Facebook. And that's how I found you guys. Yeah, I didn't even know anyone that had done your program or anything.
Yeah, you're the first. You're actually the only person who's ever done it.
Did you ever cheat on the program or fall off the bandwagon? And
can we go on the schedule that I've created?
Sorry, I just jumped straight to my question that I want.
This will lead into that, which is really good.
Okay,
what was the start like?
The start, it was hard. I'm not going to tell a lie. It was hard. It was hard work, but I knew it would take hard work to get where I wanted to get. I had to work hard. So I don't think things that are really worth having in life, you do get easy.
Yeah.
From my previous experience as well with what I'd done.
Okay, good answer. What was the hardest part of the whole thing?
Probably kicking the glass of wine, I think.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I was really worried about that to start off with. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you miss it?
Not anymore, no. No,
yeah, that's good.
Don't even want it. It just feels like it holds me back from being my best self. So, and that's why I did the program. I wanted to be my best self. I didn't feel like I was being that for my family, and that's why I did it, because I was feeling awful in myself and overwhelmed, and it was about how I was feeling. The weight loss and the way I look now is just the icing. Well, the healthy icing on the healthy cake.
And a lot of people, drinking is hard. So if you're listening to this and you're drinking most nights, it's possible to give this up and feel amazing and not ever go back to alcohol. Because I know that's a big thing for people is, what about my drinking?
Yeah, you weren't just a social drinker. You were pretty heavy, weren't you, T?
Like every night?
Probably like through the summer. What had happened at home, we would have like a social drink on the weekends and things, but then, you know, someone would get home from work and go, oh, it's a hot day, here, have a cider, I'll have a glass of wine, let's have a platter. And we'd sit there with our nibbles and things, and yeah, it would be maybe a glass or a glass or two, but it was starting to become more and more of a habit, and I wasn't feeling good. And he wasn't feeling good either.
Yeah. So now it's Sparkles, you guys, Tan and Simon. They still have their platter, but the platter's full of vegetables, and their wine glasses are filled with sparkling water with a bit of mint and a bit of lime. That's their weekend social.
Exactly. Yeah. As in me breaking down?
Yeah,
As in you emotionally breaking down when you're trying to change your habits. I think everyone thinks it's going to be, they want to start a diet, but they want it to be easy. Is there going to be a breakdown? What have they got to expect?
Yeah, there can be breakdowns along the way and self-doubt and things like that, but you just need to pick yourself back up, and every day is a new day. I think probably sometimes, losing control of my emotions, perhaps being a little bit, not as patient and things, but I don't think I was as patient anyway. So it's just, working on my emotions, and maybe I'm just trying to think of a specific, if there's anything that really stands out. I did
so
have,
getting angry or something with the kids or with Simon and just getting frustrated. Is that what you mean?
actually, yeah, I was, I didn't have that patience to start off with. And I do
Yeah.
remember something else happened. There wasn't with Simon or the kids, it was an external thing. And I was really upset, and I couldn't sleep, and I actually went for a walk at like 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning or something, and I had this massive big cry, and I actually just sat down by the river. I live near a river, and I just sat there and processed everything. And what am I crying over this for? What really matters, and
How
just
long were you in the program for when this happened? Like, how long had you been doing the program for?
I think I was actually several months in, because I had quite a lot of weight to lose. I was several months in to the program, and I think what happened, like I had a lot of build up of hormones. I think from previous, like with IVF and things, that I'd had to have Oliver, and I think I was holding on to all of that. That there was lots of, I think that was all inside of that fat that I was losing. So, and this was a few months into the program that this happened. So, it can be tough to start with, and then there might be times later on where things happen, but being able to process that a lot better. Like there's going to be stressful things happen, and
That's such a good point. That's such a good point, is that you could be a couple of months in and have a breakdown, but the point is this is a lifestyle change, which you've been doing now for 1 year. So just if you're tuning in now, Tania has lost 30 kilos. She lost it she had an initial goal to lose 10 kilos. She dreamt about losing 20, but then when she got to 20 kilos lost, she kept going because it was a lifestyle change, and she lost a further 10. So she lost 30 kilos in 26 weeks and has been 1 year on now and still maintaining, still staying healthy, and still loving life. So I think it's really important out of all of this that you've maintained. This is a new lifestyle for you. And it's not about a diet or a quick fix or going back to that wine that you used to love. You've now, you're doing running and you're doing other things, and you've created other habits for yourself that are more powerful for you and your family than things that were more negative. So that's really cool that you're maintaining this whole thing now.
Did you cheat?
Everyone's wanting to know.
Yes, there would have been times where, of course, there were times where I did fall off, but I was pretty determined, though, I must say. I really was. Like, I know we had
And what
we
made
had a
you
holiday.
cheated?
Sorry?
What made you get back on when you cheated? What made you dust off and just jump back on and keep going?
I was just so determined to not be where I was at. I had that goal in my mind, and I was getting it no matter what. Because if I didn't really transform my mind and believe in myself, then I wouldn't be able to achieve the goals I had with my body and with how I was feeling. I felt like I had to actually really change my mindset to achieve that. I couldn't be who I was being before. So when I did fall off the wagon, as people say, fall off the wagon, it was nowhere near as bad as it would have been in the past, because I had that goal just in my mind, and I was just so focused. every day I'm going to do this workout, you know, no matter what, no matter how I feel today, this is happening. And I needed to commit to that no matter how I was feeling, because how I was feeling.
So when you fell off and cheated, you would say fall off and have a couple of bananas or a whole bag of nuts instead of a cheesecake. Like, is that what you mean by you fall off with something healthier?
Yes, absolutely.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
Wow,
absolutely. Because my thing before was fall off into a pile of bananas. My thing before.
Wow.
So someone's actually just asked someone's asked a question. How long did your yucky feeling take, your detox take? Because they're on day 2 at the moment. So that way you're pushing all the toxins out of your body in that first week or so. How long did that last for you?
I think a few days. Like day 3 was really bad for me, and I think within a week or so, around a week, I started to feel a lot better. But I remember day 3 being shocking. But I had been drinking, and we had a really busy social time over the Christmas period, and so I was getting rid of all my Christmas toxins, I think.
Were some points in the program where you just wanted to quit?
No, I didn't want to quit. I actually didn't want to quit, to be perfectly honest.
At what time in the program, what day in the program did it all just click for you that this is working?
It didn't take very long. It would have been within a couple of weeks, actually, because the weight was dropping off me, and the way I was feeling early on, the massive difference, like after my initial detox, and I started to get my energy back again, and the overwhelming feelings were going away, because I'd wake up in the morning and I'd think, how am I going to get through today? You know, it was that bad. So I could get through the day a lot easier, and I felt good when I exercised as well. So I was getting so much positivity and great feelings from what I was doing. That's why it's a total lifestyle change, and why we want to keep on with this, because it feels great.
It does feel great.
Hey T, tell us about the first time someone noticed how much weight you'd lost and said something to you. Do
you remember it?
I think it was fairly early on. People started to notice, actually, that I was losing weight, and it was amazing. Just to be complimented like that. And as I lost more weight, people were like, wow, you look amazing. And also I think my demeanour and things had changed as well. So, a smile on your dial is the best cosmetic thing ever. So I think that absolutely, just my demeanour and everything had changed as well. So, but it was really lovely to be complimented. Like people said to me, oh, you look pretty before you lost weight, but now you look amazing. And so because no one ever tells you when you're big, actually. They feel like it would be a rude thing to say. That's what I found.
But they'll tell you when you're thin.
So I think
I'll lose any more weight. Oh, you're not going to lose any more weight, are you? Well, actually, I'm going to do what I want to do.
People did say that to me as well, but look, my body didn't need that extra 10 kilos over my goal that I reached. It released that with the healthy lifestyle, and I feel like I really look like who I am now. The other person was not who I truly was.
Yeah, and I also think in all of that, what matters most is what you think of you. And for me as well, you've just triggered, when I lost all of my weight, people were like, and people close to me were like, you're not going to lose any more weight, are you? And I knew when I would feel good. So I got to a point where, yep, I'm right now and I feel amazing. And that's a big question we get is, how do you know when you're at the right weight for you? And you just know, like you know in yourself how you're feeling and all that sort of stuff. So I think overthinking, what's my exact kilo loss? What exact weight should I get to? All of that sort of stuff. Do you want to talk just about that? Like, did you know where you wanted to go with your weight? Did you have an exact goal, or were you just going off how you felt?
Well, I wanted to lose the 20 kilos, but how I felt was the more important to me. It really was, like I said, when your ad popped up on Facebook and it said, "Are you tired?" or something, and that was my main thing. But I did have that 20 kilo major goal because I just didn't think I could lose 30 kilos. And yeah, but 20 was the major goal, and I chunked it down because I found it overwhelming to begin with, and I couldn't believe that I could ever lose the weight and be where I'm at now. It was beyond my comprehension. So I think when you start, people start off and they worry about, how am I going to maintain this, and what's at the end, and all of that sort of thing. And I think you just need to start doing it and applying the principles of the program, and you will start to feel amazing.
Yeah. Have you ever been this fit, like, and the size you are now? When was the last time you were that? Have you ever been this size?
Not since I was probably in high school, perhaps, but I can't. It would have been, it would have been when I was quite young, and I had always been probably another 5 or 6 kilos more than what I am now. Yeah.
So that's really good for people that have never been lean, or always, been through their teens as a bigger person and unfit, and led into life now and they're in their 30s or 40s or even 50s and they've never been lean. You are a perfect example that there can always be a first time, that it's not genetics, or it's everyone's got the same bone structure. Yes, some might be taller than others, but everyone can get to a goal that they feel comfortable and really happy with.
Yeah. Now, what have you found that you're able to do now that you never thought you'd be able to do before?
Oh, so many things.
I know the answer, but you
Oh, run.
Yeah.
Run. I even when I was younger and I used to play, I was doing competitive sport, I would really only run if I was chasing a soccer ball or something like that. I really needed motivation to run. I wouldn't just go for a run, or if I did, it would be because I had to for training. And I really wasn't motivated to run. And now, I never thought that I could run as far as, I never had ever dreamed of that in my entire life.
So tell everyone how far you've run. What's the furthest you've run now? And you couldn't even run 5 kilometers to start with, or 1 kilometer. And what are you running now? Like, what's your biggest?
The biggest is the ultra marathon I did with 44 kilometers. And that was a trail run as well. Yeah, that's like a massive highlight in my life, a massive achievement. Yeah.
Because some people think that they'll never, ever be able to run, because I was the same, you're the same. I mean, Julius comes from a running family, but you've got to open your mind to understand, when you go on a health journey, whatever that health journey may be, it could be anything. You've got to have your mind open to new experiences. You're going to discover yourself the way you never have discovered yourself before. And it's not only about the weight loss, it's about so many other things. And that's the most exciting thing on this journey, is the unknownness. What am I? You're really raw to yourself when you're eating healthy and when you're going down that journey. And I think that's probably our favorite thing, is seeing mums and dads all the time discovering these. And I know for you as well, T.
Usually when people start a diet, the people around them are the ones that hold them back subconsciously the most. Now tell us, how has this been, like, because so if people have just joining in, Tania lost 30 kilos, and then Simon, her husband, also lost a ton of weight together.
Yeah, 30. I'm pretty sure he's up at about the 28, 30 mark as well.
Yeah.
So tell us about how this journey has affected your marriage.
Yeah. Well, to start off with, I was very determined, as you know, and this was happening no matter what. But Simon wasn't on board with it, and he's like, "Oh, what is this? what are you making me for dinner?" And he cooks as well, by the way. So he's a great help. but he wasn't on board with it, and he still wanted his snacks and bits and pieces. But then he had to eat what I was serving, and he started to feel good as well, and he was starting to lose weight as well, and the kids were eating better, and their behaviour, they just seemed a bit calmer and more attentive, and we were talking more and relating more as a family, and I was more patient, as well. I am more patient, and I think Simon and I are relating much better, and we're just on the same wavelength, and we want to be the best we can be as a family. So I think this really supports us with that. I don't think his support has been it's been incredible. I'm so lucky that he's supported me so much, and now he's achieving amazing things as well, and that's great. That's just, it's amazing.
When did he start? Like, when did he finally, like, I'm doing this with you, and was committed with you? How long did that take?
That it would have been about 2 or 3 weeks, I think it was. And then he didn't fully commit. He didn't join the Fit Dad program. He followed along with me and lost a ton of weight. And then he joined Fit Dad and lost even more weight as well, because he needed just that little bit of something different as well, that was more suited to him as a male. So that really helped him. But he's like, this is amazing. I'm feeling awesome and just feeling so much better. And he, as you guys shared, like he had come from a place of being having depression as well, and he was feeling better in himself because he wasn't loading himself up with junky things that were triggering his depression, and that's what made a huge difference between us as a couple. Me not having that anxiety and his depression going away, and we just feel like who we were more when we met, and because we'd really lost that, and that was really sad, the way that we were headed. Something had to change, because I didn't like the look of what the future could have been like.
Yeah,
I got goosebumps. That's so special. Like, you and your family, I watch you guys, and you're just so happy now. And I think a lot of the time when we're in that place of addicted to junk food or wines every night, we're not feeling good. Our kids do suffer from that, what we go through as parents, because we're human. So for you guys to really turn your life around, I watch your boys, and they're succeeding at school and sport, and they get so excited about cooking healthy. They're amazing in the kitchen, and that's all because you made one decision one night that there's more to your life and you want more.
Yeah, that's so good.
So powerful.
And we'll interview Simon again. He's got 30 days or so before he runs 100 kilometers. So we're going to interview him after that.
Yeah, we want to
be Simon's turn on the couch.
He actually ran 56 kilometers this morning in training.
Oh, wow. I know some people watching this right now cannot even fathom 56 kilometers just before breakfast.
Yeah. Man. Okay, let's keep going with this, T. I've got some really good questions for you. Here's one. What's it like to inspire your own children?
It's the best feeling in the world. The boys, they are just so proud of me. Like they say, "Mummy, we're so proud of you. Mummy, you're super mummy, and Mummy, you're an athlete, and you're amazing, Mummy." And I was walking to school behind Oliver and one of his friends, and he said, it was so amazing. He said to his friend, "My mum and dad run marathons."
Oh, that's cute.
So cute.
Yeah, it brings tears to my eyes. It's so special. And he said, "I want to run like you, Mummy." And he's decided now that he wants to be an athlete, and he wants to fuel his body with good foods. He says, "I love being healthy, Mummy." And yeah, it's amazing.
How old is he now?
He's 10.
He's 10. So he's right in that bracket. What we learned is with with Olympic athletes or any professional athlete between the ages of, I think it's 7 and 10, they make that decision, that life decision, they want this. And we don't know what's going to happen, but it looks like you may have made that impact on him. You have been the inspiration for one day when he's standing on the podium. That's a big thing.
And Tania has got another little boy, Eli, who's about 6. He's 6. So that's her ages, 2 boys, age 10 and age 6.
And Tania lost 30 kilos. Simon lost 30 kilos. He's lost 30?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
His maximum weight loss was 30.
Yeah. So here we go. What have you bought new clothes?
It's funny. I've had
one question. Just look at her.
Of course she has.
She's wearing the same clothes.
I'm still wearing my clothes from a few years ago.
I actually had a massive clean out of my wardrobe, and I do need to clean more out. A massive cull, because those clothes felt like the old Tania. I kind of gave her a nickname.
What was that?
Fatty Tan. So she has to go.
The reason I asked that is because it's really, really cool, and a lot of people will relate to this now, is when you're overweight and you're feeling bad about yourself, you actually buy clothes. Your decision when you're buying clothes is hiding things you don't like.
Yeah.
Whereas when you actually like yourself, your decision to buy clothes is actually flaunt things you do like about yourself, which is like a cycle. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel better. Whereas when you're buying clothes to hide yourself, it makes you feel worse.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of clothes that I had some real problem areas around my butt and my thighs. And I never believed I could lose the weight around there. My family had always told me that I had a big butt, and I'd never lose the weight there. And
that it's genetic. Did they say it's genetic?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you've got a hot butt now, girl. I've seen it. It looks good. And it looks good in you. Wear your little bikini bottom so confidently. It's so nice. At 42.
And not like I can't remember. I think I'd only worn a bikini once before in my life, and I wasn't comfortable in it then. And I never thought I would wear a bikini, and because I had denim shorts, to wear short denim shorts were my goal. They were my goal shorts.
Okay, I'm going to show a photo of you now.
What you used to look like. This is Tania.
This is Tania.
Hey, Tania, can you see that photo? Had you already started the program there?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much weight had you lost in that photo?
I think I had lost, it must have been, it was towards the end. Yeah, I think I must have lost 25 kilos.
Already
with
that photo? You'd already lost 25?
The other one, yeah, I think so.
No, this one where you're in front of the
you got purple undies.
You got your sexy hair and undies on?
Yes.
How much weight did you lost there?
25 kilos.
That was beforehand.
Oh, okay.
That was beforehand. Okay, cool. So you hadn't started the program.
Let's look for a photo of Tania in a bikini now. Just do it for us, Tan. Take the clothes off.
So we're just going. There was a black bikini we showed you before of 10 up.
Coming.
After there.
Yeah. Whoa.
There it is. Yep.
It's amazing. So that was 30 kilos gone. That photo.
Yes. Yep.
Tania, what would you say to yourself, to the version of you that started the program? Right before she started the program, what advice would you give to yourself?
That you're doing this, you're committing to this no matter what, and you can have the life of your dreams when you commit. And
if someone says, well, it's just another diet, you've done thousands of them, you're not going to succeed, it's just another expense, another diet, what would you say?
It's like nothing I've ever experienced in my life. It's totally changed my life and my family's life and the course of our lives, and their children's lives when they grow up. It's not just a diet. It's so much more than a diet. It's an entire life change, and it's helped me to be more confident in myself, and achieve things beyond absolutely beyond my wildest dreams that I ever thought I could. When I started, I just didn't foresee the path that I would go on. I couldn't comprehend it in the mindset that I was in when I started the program. So I think when you start out, something I would advise you to take on board is that you're in a different mindset when you start. But the thing you need to do is trust in the process and trust in yourself that you can do it, and you'll achieve things that you never even dreamed of.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's so cool. Have you got any other questions before I say something to wrap up?
Carice actually wants to know, were you a big coffee drinker? She's struggling to give up her lattes. She can't even imagine not having a latte.
It sounds like you and your wine.
Yes.
Sounds like a Merlot.
With coffee, yes, I liked coffee, but not the milky. You just get rid of the milky sort of coffee, like your latte, and we prefer not to have like a black coffee, but that's a massive improvement if you can get rid of all the milky stuff out of it.
A lot of that are suffering anxiety or depression, or their moods are up and down and up and down. Coffee can really stimulate that and cause a lot more stress. So to remove that stimulant, even just for a few weeks, and allow your body a chance to detox from coffee is really powerful. And that's what I did. And that's why I say, look, because I was suffering postnatal depression, that removing coffee was really important for me to be happier and just kind of maintain that natural energy and not that fake caffeine energy. So you are allowed black coffee on the program, but for someone that's really moody or really not happy, you would agree.
Coffee's like a cycle as well. You have coffee because you're tired, and then you're tired because you can't sleep from the coffee. You're not getting the right sleep. So it's a good idea to try and cut back on your coffee.
Yeah, I think
actually
it's important.
sleep.
And it's important to also know that you're not addicted. You can push it off even for a few weeks and allow your body that chance to not be addicted to something.
Absolutely. And I think like for myself, I was very much on the wine coffee roller coaster.
Yeah.
Have a wine at night and have the coffee in the morning because I can't cope. And
then a wine to fall asleep at night.
Sorry. Yeah.
I said a coffee in the morning to wake up and then a wine to go to sleep at night. It's crazy, but it happens. It's so common.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I needed a wine because I needed to unwind and I was stressed and whatnot. So I'll, have a glass of wine. Where that was actually all that cycle was what was triggering my anxiety and making me go into that place of overwhelm. Because I felt crummy and my heart rate was going up, and I wake up in the night sometimes and I'd have some heart palpitations and things, and just tired and in a fog, and it wasn't a great feeling at all. And I thought there must be more to life than this. Like I don't want to feel like this. There must be something better, and I just didn't want to have to be addicted to something to get me through a day.
Yeah.
Good question here from Irlanda. So I can't read that right. Coffee doesn't get me jittery or anything. So you recommend for us to quit coffee? Definitely. No, coffee's not the worst thing for you. No. There's a lot of other things you need to quit first.
Yeah. It's just cool to go off and see, you're different, just to test it. Like, sometimes to go off sugar for a week or two just to see, like, just so your body's not dependent on something is a really cool experience to try. But I mean, if you love coffee and it's not causing you any stress, and go for it. It's just what I did because I really needed to.
Yeah, and sometimes what you notice, I'm sure you'll agree with this, T, after about 2 or 3 weeks, when you finally kick into fat burning mode, you actually have more energy, and you struggle to fall asleep, and you wake up so early and you're like, well, I'm going to be so tired, but then you're not.
Yeah.
You don't actually need the coffee. You've got more energy. Did you find that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what had happened was my actual quality of sleep really it improved so much, and that's why I was waking up in the morning and not being tired. Like I remember waking up and thinking, I'm not tired. I distinctly remember the change of how I felt when I woke up in the mornings and not being tired, and think back to how much sleep I actually had, and I don't need as much sleep. It's just, I get quality sleep when I sleep. I sleep like a log, and have really great quality sleep.
Do you snore?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah,
Simon
well,
hasn't told me if I do.
Next time. Last Simon
Does
asked me.
Simon snore?
Well, actually, that's something I haven't thought about. He used to snore a lot more, and I haven't noticed him snoring. Yeah, I hadn't thought
Wow.
about that.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he
That's
hasn't been
amazing.
snoring. Yeah, I remember wanting to kick him out the side of the bed because he was snoring so much.
Wow. We just had something pop up, which is really interesting. People always ask, is it too late? Like I'm in my 50s or 60s, and absolutely not. We've got mums and dads in the program that are in their 50s and 60s and wearing bikinis again and feeling amazing and got their life back. So don't ever think that it's too late. Like someone's just commented 57, a couple lost 10 kilos.
What's Trish?
57. We're 57. We're both determined to live a long and healthy lifestyle. They've both lost 10 kilos. So there's no limit to being healthy. You can be any age and start a healthy lifestyle. You really can. It's never too late.
Hey, and on this, Sean, there's an important question here because people always ask this. What do you think about bulletproof coffee? Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah.
So bulletproof coffee is basically an espresso mixed with a tablespoon of coconut oil and a tablespoon of ghee. So it's a lot of fat. Now, if you're doing a keto diet, it's a good way to get you into ketosis. But if you're doing any other kind of diet, it's probably not a good idea because you're having so many more calories of fat for no reason. And it doesn't make a coffee taste any better. It actually tastes really weird because you're drinking so much fat. You're better off just having an espresso.
That kind of sounds gross to me. I've never had
one.
Yeah. Save the calories for actual food, like something that will fill your stomach. That's how I feel about it. But if you're on keto, it's actually not a bad idea.
But keto is very low carbs and no sugar.
Basically
so if you're combining a lot of fat and still having even the tiniest bit of sugar, you're still going to get that response in your body that's going to pull you even slightly out of ketosis, and it's just causing havoc. So if you're having things like that are high fat, like a bulletproof for keto, you've really got to be committed and be properly in ketosis.
Yeah, you can't do it just on paleo, where you're having lots of carbs still, because it's just going to...
Yeah, your body will be so confused.
Okay.
All right.
I have 3 more questions for you before we'll wrap this up.
3 more, you guys, and we're going to wrap it up.
Have your taste buds changed?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I don't want the foods that I had before. That goes away, that craving, definitely. Yeah, I don't crave the sweets, and I was a big fan of Doritos before. Don't want those anymore.
With dip?
Yeah,
with the salsa dip?
Sorry?
With the salsa dip?
Yeah, with the salsa dip and a glass of wine to go alongside that as well.
Oh, living the dream.
On the couch with my burritos. Actually, that's another thing. I don't sit on the couch and watch TV hardly anymore.
Yeah.
Too many better things to do, girl. You're living life.
Exactly.
Sarah Moore asks, what snacks do you feed your boys now for school lunches?
Great question.
Thanks, Sarah. That's a really good question.
That is a good question. With the boys, I usually make them some little healthy little bliss balls and things like that. They like to take like some protein in their lunch with like some tuna or some chicken and things, and some cut up veggies and some fruits and things like that. They have they just have they pick at things like that. Rather than sandwiches and things. They took some sushi I made, some sushi that would be our program approved sushi the other day in their lunches as well. So
and they loved it?
Sorry?
They loved it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe
yeah, they
swap
really
it for someone's sandwich.
Oh, I want my sushi.
Yeah, so they Yeah, they think differently as well. The boys do. Like they are making choices about food. Like if we're in the supermarket or something, our eldest is reading the packet, and he's
Wow.
always looking to see what's in something. And
Wow.
we talk about it a lot as a family, about making healthy choices. And Eli, my 6-year-old, our 6-year-old, he says, "Now this is healthy, isn't it, Mummy? And that's not healthy." And yeah, that they're very interested in it, and always wanting
That's
to
like a
learn more.
that's a lifelong gift you're giving them right there, to be in control of their food and understand ingredients. Because I know so many people that don't read the packets of food and just trust the marketing on the front. So you
Yes.
giving that's something they'll never forget and always know to do. Like that's such a skill. Amazing.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
another question on that. Kerry Holmes wants to know, do you give your kids dairy? We don't give our kids any dairy.
Well, we
So
find
many
it.
other options for it. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can make really good almond milk and things like that. And I'll let you answer this in a sec, 10. But how we look at dairy is a cow is supposed to drink, a baby cow is meant to drink milk, and then they wean from their mum and start eating grass. But then us as humans, our babies drink our breast milk and then wean to cow's milk. And we used to give our kids dairy, but when we actually thought about it logically, thought
they get the big pot gut
really
too.
weird, and they just don't feel well on it. So that's our choice as parents, and obviously everyone needs to choose what's right for your family, but that's our process around it. So T, do your kids have dairy?
No, we actually found out, our youngest Eli, he had a bit of eczema, and occasionally it'll come back occasionally, but that's cleared up heaps. So we've found that the dairy was triggering his eczema, because we noticed since changing our diets, like it took us a little bit to transition the kids, because as I say, the mindset when we started was so much different. And then transitioning the children over, we just made a decision, look, this is it. And once we did it, we could see improvements with the children. So we had been giving the kids, cut up bits of cheese and stuff, like ever since I could remember, and drinking milk and things. And they actually don't ask for it anymore. That they don't want it. So that, yeah, it's that we just don't feel that we need it as a family. I think Simon and I felt inflamed in ourselves, in our bodies. So I think that the dairy and wheat and things was adding to that. We just feel good without it. So we can get our calcium and things from all our lovely vegetables and things that we eat. So we just don't see a need for it.
That's amazing.
So
Good. Any other questions for T?
Yes. Okay. Next question. Can you describe the absolute best moment in the whole 8 weeks, or in the whole? You were longer than 8 weeks, so
You were 26 weeks, and then you've been maintaining for a year now. So what's a real best moment for you in this whole healthy lifestyle process?
Oh, it's so hard to choose just one. I think this wasn't in the 8 weeks or the 26 weeks. This came after, but it really was completing the ultra marathon. That was huge. Being able to do that and just being able to wear nice clothes and feel good in them. So it's probably not an actual defining moment as such, but it's just being able to put on a pair of tights or something and feel good. And being able to move my body and feel really healthy, and the children as well being healthy and happy. And we now, a thing that I do love is that on a weekend we like to go mountain climbing, basically, as a family, and walk up mountains together. And you can see in some of the pics that we're there on top of the mountain with the children, and that's been another big thing as well. Walking up the mountains with the kids, and if they say I can't do it, and then they do it, that they actually know that they can do something now, that it's helped them to get past limiting beliefs that they have had. as well.
Yeah, it's so amazing. Because actually, on that topic of doing things out of the ordinary, we limit ourselves as humans. And I mean, everyone listening now knows that. We always have that self-doubt in the back of our mind, is something possible? And when Tania decided she wanted to do this ultra marathon, I remember the conversation with her because she contacted Julius and I, and it's like, do you guys think I should do the half marathon? And Julius is always push beyond your barriers. So it's like, well, do they have an ultra or do they have a marathon? And Tanya's like, yeah. And Julius is like, well, enter that. And she's like, what? I've never done it. Like, and was really having self-doubt going on in her head. And I said, the worst thing that could happen is you don't finish. Like, it's not a big deal, but you've tried. Like, you've just tried to do it. And you know what? You can even walk. You don't have to run the whole way. Just walk. So if you're thinking about doing something right now, or you're questioning and self-doubting yourself, do it. Okay? Don't live life doubting, questioning, because excuses, which you know how you see the hashtag no excuses. So excuses are how we look at excuses, and self-doubt is you get to the end of your life and any excuse you've had, any self-doubt you had is just going to be something that you're disappointed with. So because you can give things a go, like you'll look back and it'll be just a regret. An excuse is a regret when you get to the end of your life. So do it, achieve things, be amazing. Like, you really can. We see it every day in thousands of mums, thousands of dads, thousands of men and women. You can be amazing. You're the only one. We're the only ones that stop ourselves doing it. So go out there and be amazing.
Here's a really good question by Jess. She said, did you stay on the food list while training for those long runs, and wondering about losing energy on the long runs, as we're told to carb load before the big runs?
I didn't carb load. I think my body, I had gotten used to the way of eating and all the other running, the training that I had been doing. I just don't feel that I need to carb load before doing a long run. I think my body performs better without that. I do eat carbs now, like healthy carbs with a little bit of sweet potato a couple of times a week, but not a lot. Like, I don't feel that need for like a heavy carbs, like your white starchy carbs and things like that. But I didn't really eat much different to what I had been with the with going for the long run. That I think my body, I don't know, it just got used to it and used to using its own resources to fuel me.
Hey, so, and the follow-on question here from Shireen, did you start running from the beginning of the program?
I followed the program as it was laid out. So yes, I remember distinctly when I started the program, I'd go over to the school, and I remember there must have been training or something on. Simon, my husband, was taking soccer training, and I hadn't got my running in for the day, and I remember going around the oval, and there were people sitting there, and I was actually terribly embarrassed when I started about running. Yeah. I would run up the road where I live because not very many people drive along that road. I just was so embarrassed for anyone to see me out running down the road. So I did run. I just pushed past that. I thought, you know what, if I'm going to get anywhere, I'm just going to have to get past that and just do it. And not care who's around. So I think running around the oval was a big thing for me with other parents sitting there and kids and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I can't imagine how many parents you actually inspired doing that. That's the other thing. You think they're laughing at you or embarrassed, but they'll be sitting there going, you know what? If she's doing that, I should be doing that.
Yeah.
And they probably did.
Like, remember, people, when they're looking at you or whatever, they're generally making it about themselves. They're never like judging you. You always say that. They're always thinking about themselves and how that's going to affect them, or they're putting themselves in your situation. So if they say something that's not nice or whatever, it's about them. You've always got to turn that back around and understand someone that says something negative, or you're thinking people are staring at you, but they're always thinking about themselves and how it's affecting them.
And I totally, every time I see someone running, no matter what size or shape they're in, I'm like, wow, what motivation to do that. Because no matter how old or how thin or how healthy you are, it sucks. Running's not the easy thing to do, like especially the first bit. To get the motivation to go running.
And if you've never done it.
And if you see someone do it, it's so inspiring. So don't be too worried about starting running.
Yeah, and it's such a, like the thing for, and I know it's for you and every other person that's hated running and then started, it's a really good opportunity for you to clear your mind and just get your head straight. And so many of my ideas and your ideas have come when we're just going for a run. It's a really good way to get rid of that monkey mind, you know, that constant chitter-chatter in your head. Yeah, and it's free.
It's free. You don't need to pay for a membership to go running. Just run.
Yeah. Absolutely, and that's something that appealed to me as well. Was in the past I had joined gyms and things like that, and I wasn't getting there, and I was going through that cycle of I didn't go again today, you know, and having the guilt and everything, and thinking I was wasting my money and stuff like that. And whereas with the program, I was like, oh well, I've got time now. I'm going to do a workout, and I could get it done, and I could feel good about it, and I really loved that part of it as well. Being able to just get it done when it suited me, and I could actually get the results that I was after by doing that. And and the running, the chitter chatter with the brain. My brain works overtime, so that's been great for me to get that time to myself, and just I feel so much better after I've done it. Even if I felt like I didn't want to go to start off with, because let's face it, not all the time we're motivated. We're not motivated every single day. It's that commitment, you know, that you've committed to do it no matter what. This is what's happening, because to get to there, you need to commit and just do it no matter how you're feeling.
So true. That's super true.
Yeah. So that's awesome. We're going to finish here. So Susanna just asked, do the workouts all include running? No, they don't.
You don't have to run. It's an optional component. But people always ask, you know, who gets the best results? And I know for running, to me, and remember, if you can't get out of the house, doing running on the spot with music is, we've done that a few times when we couldn't get out for any reason to do it, and the kids kind of just run around with you and think it's really funny and weird. But anything is adaptable. So with our program, and there's loads of different programs out there that works, but what matters most is what works for you, what really works for you. So we hate to tell you what to do, because you can adapt everything to work for you and your lifestyle. But for us, there's the fast workouts in the program, and then there's the extended version, which has got the optional running in it. And I mean, some mums and dads will do the fast workouts for the first round, and then they're like, now I want to try myself at the extended workout. So they do those the second round. But it is really different depending on your lifestyle and where you're at. I know for Tania, she and me, I was like, I've just got to do this. So I just went straight in with the extended ones and did that. But there's no right and there's no wrong. What matters most is that you're happy, that you're enjoying the journey, you're reconnecting with your family and the people around you, and you're being positive, and you're also on this healthy lifestyle. This is a lifestyle change. It's not 8 weeks and then you're going to go back to drinking your beer, eating your cheesecake and your meat pies. You're actually looking at ways to switch up food so you can still enjoy yourself, but a healthier alternative. Like, it's really important that you give your body a chance to detox with whatever you do and reset itself so that you can be more powerful in the mind and the body, and then move forward into your lifestyle. Like, that's so important.
Yeah. And the other thing is that when people think that this is like some kind of school thing where you have to do exactly as you're told. It's absolutely not. You get to do whatever you want to do. This is your choice. You work it the way you want to do. It's just a guideline of what works.
Yeah.
And there's so many different versions of what works. Everybody has a way of doing it, and it's their way. We just have a few guidelines on different things that will work, that worked for us, that worked for Tania, that worked for a lot of other people. Try them. Yeah. Use what works for you, and and throw away the rest.
Because we overthink things too much sometimes. And for me and for Tania and lots of other mums and dads, they were like, I just want to do exactly what you did. Tell me word for word what exercise you did, exactly what you ate. I don't care if it's the same thing every day. I just want to do exactly what you did. So you take that thinking out of it, but you may not be like that. You might be like loving the gym. So you want to implement a bit of gym work in it. It's really up to you. But the most important thing, as we say all the time, is be happy and enjoy the journey. Because when you're happy, you lose weight and you get healthier so much easier.
Oh, yeah, and you're worried about the end result, you won't get there. You've got to worry about the process. So you've got to think about the process, not the end result. It's about the habit. You're building a habit. Because you've got a habit. The things you do now, old Tania would never have been able to imagine you saying to
Oh,
yourself,
okay.
hey, eat carbs every now and then, and it's sweet potatoes. Like the Dorito eating version of tea would have been like, what? Who are you?
Yeah.
But that's you now. Like you actually changed so much, and your life is so much better because of it.
Yeah, and the best thing is that for us, is we've got the community like of support that's like the most positive mums and dads. Like, I want to say, before this program even started, years ago, like 6 years ago, wouldn't it be cool? Because we didn't always get invited to a lot of parties because, we were trying to be healthy, and people were like, oh, don't invite Shani and Julius because they'll judge what we've got on the table, even though we never would. So we're like, wouldn't it be cool if we had some mums and dads that were like us, that wanted to be healthy, wanted to exercise, understand what it's like to be a parent, understand what it's like to have the madness of life in a relationship, and we could just all hang out together. So we started a Facebook group, and it's awesome. It's got positive, like everyone's positive, supportive, which is what life's meant to be about. They're all mums and dads from literally everywhere around the world.
Yeah.
It's like the best thing that ever for us. It's amazing.
Yeah. All right, we better let T get back to the family on a Sunday.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. A few questions about where you can get the program from. The link is directly above or directly below. It's above this video.
Yeah.
In the description if you want to join. But most people here, they've already joined. You guys are all, we have that big community of, 12,000 people? How many now, T?
14?
14,000?
It's over 14. Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Grown so
14,000
much.
inspiring
Such
mums.
amazing community.
And we actually just thought it would be like a couple of hundred people when it first started. We're like, it'd be really cool just to have like 200 mums and dads, and we can like all support each other. And yeah, it's growing because everyone wants that positivity. Everyone wants to be around someone that's happy and fun and supportive. So it's really growing beyond our wildest dreams. So anyway, if we're going to be interviewing other mums and dads each week, so we really want to get you inspired so that you've got questions in your head. I mean, Tania's done it. She's been there. She's done it. So you've just heard how she's done it. So there's no excuse of confusion because you're hearing from people that have done it. So rather than us tell you, you're hearing it from people that have succeeded. So we just really want to help you if you're in a bit of a stuck place to help, get you moving forward.
All right. Well done, T.
Bye, T.
Bye,
Have an
everybody.
awesome sunny Sunday in Tassie.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.